Okay, we're about to dive into the world's most common nutritional disorder. I mean, this thing affects billions of people, and yet so many don't even have a clue they have it. We're talking about iron deficiency anemia, and its impact is way bigger than you might think. So let me just ask you, do you ever feel just completely drained? Weak, maybe a little out of breath, and you can't figure out why? Of course, that could be a lot of things, right? But it also happens to be the #1 most classic sign of an iron deficiency. So what is this thing exactly? Well, simply put, it's a condition where your body just doesn't have enough iron. And because of that, it can't make all the red blood cells it's supposed to. Now, here's why that's a huge deal. Without enough of those red blood cells, your organs and tissues are basically being starved of the oxygen they desperately need to function. To really get this, we've got to look at the incredible role iron plays inside all of us. Trust me, it's about so much more than just not feeling tired. I want you to think of it like this. Your body is running this nonstop, absolutely essential oxygen delivery service, 24/7. Every single cell, every tissue, every organ in your body needs a constant supply to survive. And here's the kicker. You know those delivery trucks carrying all the oxygen around? Well, they're a protein in your red blood cells called hemoglobin. And the one single essential ingredient your body needs to build those trucks is iron. It's really that simple. No iron, no trucks. No trucks, no oxygen delivery. End of story. So that begs the question, right? If iron is so important, why do so many of us end up not having enough? Turns out there are a few key reasons this happens. You can kind of boil it down to 4 main culprits. First, it can be as simple as you're just not getting enough iron in your diet, or it could be due to blood loss. For some people, their body just can't properly absorb the iron it gets. This can happen with conditions like celiac disease. And finally, during times of super rapid growth, like pregnancy or childhood, the body's demand for iron just goes through the roof. So who's feeling this the most? Well, women are at a particularly high risk, mostly because of menstruation and the huge iron demands of pregnancy. Same thing for young children and infants. They need a ton of iron for their development. And yeah, frequent blood donors and even vegetarians who might not be getting the most easily absorbable kind of iron are also on that list. So how does your body let you know it's running low on fuel? Well, the signs can range from the really obvious to the, well, pretty strange. On one hand, you've got the common symptoms you'd probably expect, feeling tired, weak, maybe having pale skin. But then you get the less common, kind of bizarre signs. We're talking about weird cravings for things with zero nutritional value, like ice or even dirt. It's a real condition called pica. Or your fingernails can become brittle and actually shaped like a spoon. It's fascinating how the body signals a serious problem in these really unusual ways. Look, the bottom line here is super simple. If any of this is sounding a little too familiar, go see your doctor. And the best part is, figuring this out is really straightforward. It usually just takes a simple blood test. And that brings us to the fix. Because thankfully for the vast majority of people, the path to getting better is clear, and it works really, really well. The whole process is basically a logical 4-step journey, right? It starts with seeing a doctor. Then you get that simple blood test to confirm it. After that, treatment usually involves iron supplements to build your body's stores back up. And this part is absolutely critical. You've got to address whatever caused the deficiency in the first place, whether it's your diet or something else. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from NHS Inform really says it all. The treatment is usually very effective, and long-term problems are rare when you get it sorted out. It's an incredibly treatable condition. Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit, because while fixing it for one person is pretty straightforward, preventing this on a massive scale involves food, public health, and tackling what is truly a global problem. When we talk about diet, you need to know that not all iron is created equal. There are 2 main types. You've got heme iron, which you find in animal products, and it's super easily absorbed by the body. Then there's non-heme iron, which comes from plants. It's also a great source, but our bodies just have a little bit of a harder time putting it to use. But here's a fantastic pro tip for you. Vitamin C is like a magic key that unlocks that non-heme iron. It actually changes the iron into a form your body can absorb much, much better. So if you're eating spinach or lentils, try pairing them with something like bell peppers or tomatoes or even a glass of orange juice. It can make a huge difference in how much iron you actually get. Now, I want you to just take a look at this number, 52%. Just let that sink in for a second. What could that possibly represent? It's a massive figure, and the story behind it is even bigger. So What is it? Well, that's the estimated percentage of pregnant women in non-industrialized countries who suffer from anemia. More than half. This isn't just some small health issue. It is a massive global challenge that affects millions of mothers and their babies. And the impact goes way beyond just health. The World Health Organization points out the economic cost. A 30% impairment in work capacity. That is a staggering loss of productivity for people and for entire nations, all because of a single preventable nutritional deficiency. So yeah, this is, without a doubt, the most widespread nutritional disorder on the entire planet. And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. Just imagine the human potential in health, in development, in productivity that we could finally unlock if we were to actually solve this.